Okay, well, welcome back, everyone. We're going to be doing a stream today of 10 games and going over some of my tournament prep for a set 4 leader only tournament this Saturday. So, the Baddest Batch is putting on a tournament. It's in Sydney, Australia, April 5th. It's a 1K tournament with the provisor only that you must run a set 4 leader. All other cards are legal. So, I had some thoughts about what I would run for this tournament. It's set 4 leaders only. I had a few ideas, and when I go into these tournaments, I don't like to run what everyone else is running. I don't want to run into mirrors. I want to run something that's good, but like just a bit off meta. So I've kind of landed on Lando Green at the moment. Still testing it out, and I wanted to walk through some of the thought process, and then followed up with 10 games on, online and see if it's any good. So this is where we're starting with. Oops, for a just move the camera here. This is where we're starting with for Lando Green. So this was the list that the came out of the Take the Initiative tournament. Lando had quite a few successful entries in the top 16 there. So this was the starting point that I approached for the tournament. Now, going through the Lando leader itself, I want to talk just a bit about the leader, why it is, I think, strong into a set 4 leader field only. We don't have the likes of Han Yellow, Django Fett, those type of decks. The most we're going to face is things like Boba Indirect, Piett, and a lot of fast aggro space. So one of the benefits that Lando has is the shielding. So you need to have, you can play a unit from hand, and if you do, and you control a ground unit, a space unit, you can give a shield token to that unit. So that's very effective on Sentinels, Village Protectors, Concord Dawn Interceptors, Bright Hope, etc. Or even when you're ambushing items in units in like the blue leader. So that's the primary. That's the benefit at Lando to start with. He is a 70 cost deploy leader, so we'll get into some of the weaknesses. But that is surprisingly easy to trigger with Lando. The next one is the ramp and deploy package. We're playing blue-green, and if you followed the channel, you know that I play a lot of Yoda Data Vault, and the blue-green shell or heroic shell is something that I'm quite familiar with, practicing a lot for the upcoming PQ season, running Yoda. So it was quite an easy jump across to continue to play that blue-green shell and just run it with a Lando into a restricted field. So the key cards for the ramp obviously is the resupply. Unlike Yoda, we don't really have the cycle that we can cycle cards to try and get that resupply. So it only happens every so often. And the other one is the resupply carrier. So a good combo for the resupply carrier is to play it on the 6 resource turn. And then depending on what the field looks like, whether attacking ground or space, a lot of the time set 4 leaders only, they're attacking space. If you know they don't have any upgrade hate, you can deploy Lando straight into that resupply carrier and turn it into a 9/12 Sentinel. And they're not expecting that a lot of the times if you can go straight resupply carrier straight to deploy. The other big items is the Luke Skywalker, the Redemption, and the Home One. That's our top end. So if we were to go back to the deck list, we were running 3 Lukes, 3 Home Ones, and 3 Redemptions. So that is quite a big top end, especially if you can shield those units. So we're going to ramp, and then we're going to deploy Lando, and we're going to play those, have a much bigger top end than our opponents, hopefully. The last one is the value engine. So when you're playing things like Home One, Redemption, you are recycling cards, and that not so much for Redemption, but you're getting maximum value out of Redemption because you can, if you've got a unit on the ground, you can play the Redemption using the Lando's ability, shield it, and then heal the 8, and it only takes the shield off. So that is maximum value in terms of healing. Home 1 and Mon Mothma are there for recycling cards from your discard pile. So sometimes with Home 1, I will ramp up to even 12 resources, and you can even start bringing Luke back. Mon Mothma is a cheap ground unit that you can use to generate a 1-card advantage by digging through the top 5 cards and drawing a rebel. And I find your opponents will tend to leave a 1/3 alone, often to their detriment, as you can start playing the Space Sentinels with the shield, meeting the requirement of having a ground unit. Okay, so they're the 3 sort of Lando synergies that I see going into the tournament. The weakness of Lando, and this is talking in a wider meta, is obviously the late deploy. 7 resources is the second highest value for a leader deploy. So some games might not even last to 7 resources. It is weak against hard control. Hard control can just outvalue and mill you out, or just hit you with a much higher top end than what we've got, and hand hate. So if we think about what's going to happen in terms of set 4 leaders, we can pretty much rule out hard control and hand hate because the leaders really don't satisfy that. And then it's really only the late deploy. We'll have to worry about Han Yellow or anything like that. So we're really just going to get maybe run over by a deck with a much higher top end than ours. And that's where our game strategy has to change a little bit when we face those decks. But most of the time we'll be on the defense with Lando, and hopefully to turn the corner at some point. Okay, so here's the archetypes that I think we'll be running into. And I think the number 1 there is Boba Fett. I think the majority of the field in the Sydney area will be running Boba Yellow. There's a lot of Django players normally, and it's quite an easy transition for someone to jump across to Boba Yellow. In terms of the other archetypes, we've got the big ships, or the big villainy value ones. I think expect to see a number of Piett players either playing the blue package, which is the sort of bigger control deck, or even the new Piett Yellow that was successful in Milan. Asajj can also be there to a lesser extent. It does have a top end, but it also can get under you quite quickly with all the grit. So it is something that we need to consider when looking at our sideboard for those matchups. The other one, I've lumped all the pilots and aggro together. I think there's going to be a lot of space aggression, and that will come in the forms of Kaz, the Baron, Poe Dameron, Luke, even Wedge, and that as well. So we need to be able to counter for that kind of aggression. So I think they're the biggest leaders the most number of leaders that we'll see on the weekend. I may be wrong, but that's what I'm planning to face against. So the Boba deck, and that is quite successful in just leaking a lot of damage into your opponent via the indirect. So the way we stop that is big shielded sentinels kind of block the space lane. We're trying to block the Devastators, the Ruthless Raiders, even the Boba deploy, which is quite nasty, and that as well. We rely on big heals. So if we can pull a redemption off, we can get an early Luke out. We can start really healing up. And then the replayability. Like, they can get rid of some of our Sentinels and that, but if we start just playing home ones that replay the space lane Sentinels, they have a really tough time. In terms of sideboard, back up now. In terms of sideboard, I've put Hera in the sideboard, and then we would dump the Chewbaccas back out. I think Hera can give us that little bit of extra heal, and there's a good pilot replacement for Chewbacca. Can go down on the ground or can go on a ship. Okay, so then we're moving on to the next leader, which is Admiral Piett. So Admiral Piett has quite a simple game plan. Ramp into the big ships, deploy Piett out, and then just have these gigantic ships in the space lane. The way we can counter that is a little bit of aggression in terms of pushing damage a bit to Piett, but then also having a strategy of where we I like to attack space early and then transition onto the ground. I find if we can get enough damage early on, hopefully by a vehicle in space that's running Chewbacca, so they can't power the dark side, we can do 10, 15 damage there. We can transition to the ground, and then the secret is on the ground is to get some shielded units, because they can have a big ship in space, but they cannot remove shielded units down on the ground. Their removal is fairly limited to overwhelming barrage and the turbo laser salvo. So shielded units are a big plus in this deck. Chewbacca is massive early on, and then we're able to pivot between air and ground. Attack air first, and then move to the ground in the second half of the game. So the sideboard there, we bring the extra Chewbacca copy in, and I will post the deck link at the end of this presentation, and it will be in the description. And then we put some direct hits in, pull out things like the Rivals Fall from the main deck. Piett's not a pilot, so he's not going to go into any ships, so we can replace it with some of the cheaper removal. Okay, aggro space counters, shield sentinels we've talked about. Anytime we can get a Concord Interceptor or a Bright Hope with the shield on, they have to keep running into it. Big heals, and then the Lando deploy, which we've talked about as well. That resupply carrier into Lando deploying there can really block up the space lane if they don't have any upgrade hate. Sideboard, I'll put some confiscates in the sideboard. Again, direct hit and that as well. We can take cards like Mon Mothma and that out because we're not going to need that big value engine that we will have to against the other decks. All right, so there are 3 counters. So this is kind of what our sideboard looks now. I've put some confiscates in. I've put some Hera in as well, command, direct hits, and an extra Chewbacca. If you have any suggestions on what I should be running in that sideboard, what's worked for you, please let me know down in the comments. And all right, so let's get into some gameplay now. What we're going to do is what we typically do, run 10 games back to back, no breaks between those games, and let's try and get into set 4 leaders specifically if we can, so that we can test out the deck against this Bad Dispatch tournament. All right, so we've got Poe Dameron, which fits into that aggro space category. Poe can sort of pivot between the two areas. So let's see what we can do. So looking at this opening hand, there are a few cards I like. I do like an early Yularen because we could go Battlefield Marine into Yularen into Bright Hope, and we could have begin to have the makings of shielded sentinels there. So let's try that this game and see how it goes. In terms of what to resource, I think we can resource a Luke because it's only got the 2 health. And then it's a decision between the Luke or the Perilous Position. At this stage, I think we can lose. We can lose the Luke at this stage. I think we may need the Perilous Position if something gets out of hand. I don't like resourcing Lukes at any time, but we may need the Perilous Position. Okay, so we've drawn another Bright Hope here. So this is looking fairly decent for us. So we'll resource the home one. Here we will play the Yularen, and we will say shielded for the unit. Now, because this is Poe, on that 5 resource turn, we could expect to see a Poe Dameron unit being brought in on the ECL. So we have to be careful of the ground as well. Okay, so now we've got a Y-Wing, and I think we're not worried about putting damage on his base, so I think we just claim initiative here, and then we can put a Bright Hope, and then let him handle what he needs to. Let him run into that unit. Okay, he's going to deploy the Poe Dameron unit. It's just deciding which one it'll go on. Going to put on A-Wing and an R2. Okay, so we've Got a direct hit, which is good, and a Mon Mothma. I think we can get rid of the Perilous now. Or do we get rid of the Mon Mothma? Let's go to Mon Mothma. Okay, so let's play the Bright Hope. It's shielded. We're not going to bounce a card. If we can maintain the ground here, then next turn we might even be able to play a double shielded Bright Hope. Okay, so he's put a bigs on it. We can just hit the base here. Going to hit us with 3 indirect. Let's put 2 on, and then 1 on the Alaran. Okay, we can now hit into base for 1. Okay, all right, so I think we can just claim here. Okay, I like the blue leader here because if he does play a Poe, we can next turn run it into that unit. So we've got to remember bigs on a, give us the hover? No, not while we're selecting. So let's get rid of the Perilous. I'll get the hover. Nice ones. Okay. All right. So let's use Lando's ability. We will play the Bright Hope. We will give the Bright Hope a shield. Well, what's our option? We could give it to the Marine here as well. He's going to play a Poe. No, let's... He could play a Poe, run into Yularen and do 2 damage to the Marine. I think that's fine because we have got the blue leader to run in next turn. When he attacks, we'll take some damage on the Yularen. So far at 5 resources, and we've only taken 3 damage. I can't. Normally you can hover over these cards to see what bigs will do. Okay, I think he's going to hit Yularen regardless. Let's see what he does. Yeah, we do have blue leader that we can run in next turn, depending on what he does here. 3 indirect. Let's take 2 there, and then 1. There's 1 there. We want to keep it at 5 health because he's got 4 attack. Let's see what comes in here now. It could be a Poe Dameron. It's not. We got lucky. It could have been a Poe Dameron off the ECL. Okay, we can get rid of the Mon Mothma here. So here we can blue leader in to kill Poe on the ground. And we can also give it a shield, which would require him to play blue leader. Or we could give the Bright Hope another shield. No, I think we give it to blue leader. Okay, we want to use the when played. Yes. And then resolve the attack. Okay. He didn't have the ECL last time. He could have a wrecker here, which 5 damage comes in. He does. And he runs in and hits us. Probably could have done that a little bit better. We could have took the damage think we just claim here. We could have taken the damage on the blue leader and put the shield on the Marine. I think that would have been the better play. That was we did mess up on that one. So here we can just take it to the face. Okay, so we have a few choices here. So resupply carrier we don't need. We can village protectors here. And Concord, because we need to get some value out of our leader before we deploy. If we just deploy him now, he's just going to run Wrecker in, and we're not really getting advantage of the shield. So if we played village protectors, play the village protectors there, and then put a shield on up there as well. So now we're 2 shielded sentinels. We can play either the Concorde or the Marine next, and then deploy Lando into one of those areas. What does he have more on the ground? Maybe Poe. We're really looking here for, a home one, a Luke, a redemption would be good. Okay. Now deploy. Our options are we can deploy to the space, or we can deploy to the ground. I think we deploy to the ground here, and then put our Concorde up to the sky. We play to unit. Let the Wrecker run into it. If not, we'll attack the base. Okay. And then kill the Bright Hope. And let's see what he plays here. Fortunately, we don't have one more for the direct hit. Okay, a Falcon. So I think we just play the Sentinel here. He may upgrade it with a pilot, and we can direct hit it next turn. Other options with the Lando is maybe we could have just deployed him into space. This is not a rebel, so the fleet lieutenant doesn't work. But we can play the battlefield Marine first and put a shield on the Concorde Dawn. We're learning a few things. I think we've made a few mistakes in this game so far. Haven't cost us too much yet. Hopefully he'll deploy one of his pilots to it, and we can direct hit straight away. Okay, we've got a timely. Okay, so our option here. We can't let Red 5 just run in and take that free hit. So I think we just direct hit Red 5. He will deploy probably Poe onto there and then attack the Concorde. But he'll take 3 damage back. We've got the blue leader to run in next turn, shielded. Yep. We can attack base here. And then we can claim. Okay, where does he put it? Right. We've got 5. So we'll get rid of the fleet lieutenant. We will blue leader into the Falcon and give it a shield. Okay, run it into the Falcon. Do we want to move it to the ground? If we move it to the ground, no. Well, if we move it to the ground, it becomes a 5/5 on ground next turn. We cannot deploy Chewbacca to it, so let's not move it and see what he does here. We can put Chewbacca on the ground and push some damage. He's only doing 3 and 3 indirect, so we can absorb a lot of that on these. Who is he attacking? Resolving ability. Attack the Echo base is chosen. Okay. Take that on here. We can then pilot. Okay, so he's going to run an Andor. So here we're hoping for anything, space or ground related in our next draw. Their option here is if we hit, we can hit Andor or we can hit the base. If we hit the base, it goes to 14. Still a little bit away from where, and we're still protecting with the Sentinel here. I think we just play conservative. We really need our big ships. We haven't seen a home one since the starting hand. We haven't seen a redemption, and we haven't seen a Luke. They're the cards we're looking for. And that's the redemption there now. So we can take the damage on blue leader if we need to. We'll just take it all on base. Okay, we won't resource. All we need is 9 resources to do the redemption combo. As long as he doesn't kill the village protectors here, we're able to do it. Okay, so we played Heroic Sacrifice. He's going to hit into the base for 5 plus 3 indirect and kill his unit at the time. So let's just take it on blue leader. Oh, he was hitting straight into blue leader, but that's fine. Now we can play the redemption. So give it a shield. And then we can heal that. Okay, now we're back down to 10 life and things are looking pretty good. So that was a very good draw by us. Having those small little guys on the ground have enabled us to continually using the shield. Right, claim. Let's put the score up. Well, 0-0. Why is the font so light? All right. Okay, we've got a bigs. Pass from that. I think we can play blue leader. We just go straight into, I think we just go straight into the base here. Let's see what he does. We've got a number of options. If he can remove it, I don't think we want this game to drag on. Over here. play. Put another shield out. And that should be game. Okay. We start off 1-0 today. Into that space aggro category that I was talking about. All right, let's look for another set 4 leader. This time Piett Yellow. So this one is the swarming kind of droid leader that relies on the invisible hand to spawn it out. So let's make an adjustment here. Let's put Chewbacca in. Oh, we cannot sideboard side one. Okay. No, he's disconnected. Doesn't want to play that game. That's Quinlan's not set 4. Quinlan Green. Django Tarkentown. If it takes too long to find a match, we will just queue into one of these matchups. We'll try and get a set 4 leader only. That's what we're practicing against with this deck. If I was to play blue-green hero shell into an open field, I'd want to play into play Yoda for that. Okay. So I've got the SWU stats and that here, so let's check that they're updating at the same time. No stats. Maybe I copied it in wrong. Okay. Set 4, here we go, Asajj, Data Vault. So again, we could expect some bigger ships than that here. We have to watch out for the Power of the Dark Side. And we have a strong ramp, but ramp is not great against Asajj because they're able to just power and defeat some of our big units. So what we really want is Chewbacca off that sort of first turn. So we didn't get that. We got the blue leader, which is good. The Luke, both Lukes, and it rivals. We're going to go Luke into blue leader in the Concord. I think we need Concord. All right, let's keep the removal, like the rivals that we need. And let's see. So Asajj's power is that she can damage one unit in an arena, which damages another unit in the opposing same arena, the opposing enemy. So we have to watch out if we have any of our units sitting at 1 health. Okay, we've got a crumb. And this is what I'm talking about. So you can often get into this situation where I think we just get rid of the A-wing here, where he can now just rip Crumb and kill our unit here. Crumb is pretty annoying, so I think I'm going to kill that one off. We can resupply, and then we can see where we're at then. Shield's not as good against Asajj because of that pinging ability. Right, Yularen would be nice. But what do we throw out if we're to keep that Yularen there? Yeah, that's not good. Right, our options are we could blue leader straight into that. Let's do that and let's force him to have the, oh, hang on. So what you can do with blue leader is that we can charge him in. We can then ambush first and then pay the 2 extra to go down to the ground. So we'll resolve that. Then I'll pay the 2, so it's not sitting at 1, but it's down at the ground. We do want to see the Chewbacca unit somewhere in this matchup. So super laser, you'll be able to ping and hit us here. Not much we can do about it. He'll be one off the deploy. Asajj deploys at 6, and then he's caught up to us now. Decides not to, which is a little strange. Must have a plan for this turn. Now options are, do we keep the fell or do we keep the other blue leader here? I think we need to just keep pushing. Haven't done any damage yet. Okay, so this is the turn Asajj could come out. I think we just wait here. Let's see what he does. Deploys Asajj. We can rivals. Just rivals. Can't hit us for the 1 damage now, even if he does deploy a ground unit. And he's going to vigilance. Okay. Alright, so we need our value plays here. We need things like Mon Mothma. Got redemption. Is redemption worth it here? Redemption is just a single big unit. I think we want to go flood the board a little bit more. We want Mon Mothma. Try and hit a Chewie for us. There we go. There's a Chewbacca. Okay, now we've hit a Maul. So now I can run that one in. And we might as well just deploy Lando here and start pushing a little bit of damage. I like the Bright Hope. I wish we had the Mon Mothma had it still been out. Gonna have so our options here. We can play home 1 and return something, or can we return a Mon Mothma? Or we can play a Chewbacca. Try and blank. Let's go the Mon Mothma. Take another Chewbacca. Okay, so no glory. It's gotten rid of one of those. And claim. So we're looking at some big units here. We're looking at Avengers, potentially, and that coming out. So we can Bright Hope for Mon Mothma. We could play a Chewbacca, which would blank completely an Avenger here. So let's do that. We'll play it as a unit. Can't play an Avenger now to kill one of our units at least. Okay. Let's hit Mon Mothma in. Okay, now we can Bright Hope Mon Mothma. You can see we're starting to build some card advantage over Asajj now. It's too bad Heroic doesn't have some kind of Corvus style pickup where we could pick the Chewbacca up off the ground and start attacking. Okay, Long Pike. So I think we just claim here. Our options are for Long Pike is that we can Perilous, or we could hit in with the fleet leader, but that puts us in range of the scout bike pursuer. I don't think Yularen is particularly useful here. But we don't want this long pike to start throwing shields around if we can avoid it. I think we just perilous here. I would like to have a direct hit or something that we can deal with the space. Okay, so if he does do the 1 damage there, we can then blue leader into get rid of blue leader. So do we shield that though? We shield it. We won't be able to play Mon Mothma. So let's not shield it. Okay. Right. Let's get rid of the long pike while we can. And then we've got the Mon Mothma. Again, generate more value for us. We can another home 1. And we can push the damage up here. So he's down to 1 card. We've taken quite a lot of cards off him. Yeah. We get rid of here. We haven't used a single Luke yet. So I think we'll just stay at 10. As I was saying in the introduction, if we can get to 12 with the home 1, we can begin to bring back the Lukes. Okay, let's hit base for 5, the Chewbacca. Okay, he wants us to get rid of that home 1. I think we can just play a unit out. Let's just play a Marine. We'll shield here. Okay, we walked into that trap. So let's hit base for 1. That was probably stupid. We should have, if he's got an overwhelming barrage here. No, he doesn't. First light. Okay, so first light will turn on a whole bunch of grit. So let's handle one of those first. Let's just handle this one. I don't think we need the village protectors here. Pretty much just worrying about no glory, and he doesn't take the Chewbacca. Okay. We can play another Concord Dawn Interceptors, but the Asajj unit would just be able to ping the shield. So let's push a bit of damage. Okay. We can play a home 1 and bring a blue leader out shielded that will hit into... is it shielded? No, because we have to hit the home 1 first. So let's play home 1. Choose unit to give shield. Let's give it to the Chewbacca. Let's bring the blue leader back. We'll do the same. Yeah, we'll just ambush in. No, don't want to pay. Okay, I think we can just claim here. We're at the 12 resource mark where we can bring back a Luke if we need to. Let's got enough value, so let's the Concord we can move away from. This doesn't have Sentinel anymore, so let's hit base for 7. And well, let's put him in lethal range where he needs to do something about our units here. Okay, overwhelming barrage. We've got lethal with the Fleet Lieutenant on the Chewbacca. I think that will be game. Okay, he's getting rid of the Marine. Taking the shield off Chewbacca. And got 3 left. Okay. We can just Fleet Lieutenant. Okay. Duo against JTL leaders only. All right, we don't want to mirror. Don't expect we're going to play any mirrors on the day. All right, so we did make a couple of mistakes in that one. We could have got punished. It had a barrage at the correct time. We made a mistake with those devastating gunships, which are in most of the Asajj green lists. I think people experimented with the Banshee and the Corvus and then realized that the other one was strictly better. All right, so we missed that Piett Blue and we missed the Piett Yellow. This time of night, there's a fair few players on tonight. All right, here we go. We've got a Baron, Vonreg, so the yellow version could be very aggressive. Or after first turn play, at least we don't have one, so let's get into that. So we've got the restored Arc, turn 1. We've got a Concord Dawn Interceptor. We've got a resupply. I think we can get rid of the Luke. I think we can get rid of... Will we be resupplying or will it be too fast for us? We do need a ground unit eventually if we want to start shielding. We have the initiative. We could go restored Arc straight into Chewbacca. Let's not ramp this game. Restored Arc out there. Depending on what he plays, he could have a Bang Fighter, which would really blow us out quickly with the Chewbacca. I think we just claim. Yeah, I'm even tempted to resource the Chewbacca here because I am really worried about a Fang Fighter or something blowing us out or a... Yeah. Right, let's... Oh, we're going to be playing Defender into Interceptor to Blue Leader. I think maybe the A-Wing. Leave ourselves the option. Because it is only upgrade heat that can... and just direct damage that can destroy it. So we can play Echo-based Defender next, and that'll set up our Concord Interceptor turn next. Okay, we expect him to claim, and then expect him to deploy straight in. Now, I like the resupply carrier here for our turn 6. Now the question is it Fleet Lieutenant or Chewbacca here? Because we're going to on Concord Interceptor. Then we're going to play the Blue Leader. Fleet Lieutenant's fine. The Concord's not a Sentinel. Okay, so here we can play. We can play the Interceptors and put a shield on it. Let's see what he has for us. So while it has 6 power, it's got raid 1, so it's doing 7 attack. And it's going to do overwhelm as well. So that's unfortunate for us that he hit the triple dark over the top like that. But we just have to claim here. It's such a good card, the Triple Dark Raid, that, yeah, not much we could have done there. I think we get rid of the Chewbacca here. There are options. Here is we could play Lauren, and that automatically have a shield on the things because we want to go resupply carrier into Lando. Yeah, let's go shield. Because if we do get a sentinel, yeah, gonna take a lot of damage here regardless. We put the Marine out, see what he has for us. Regard's gonna take another 7. We're gonna be on 23. Oh, we can hit. Okay, Boba4. All right, so we're gonna get a resupply carrier into the Lando flip, and then just pray that we can stabilize. Let's take the blue leader out. We can survive this turn. We've also got a home 1 that we can play the turn after with shielded. Okay, so he's going to go straight to base. We then deploy the Lando unit into here. We can then give a shield token to our defender here. And then now we've got a 9-10 Sentinel in space with shielded. He played Boba4 last turn. Like, Boba4 does allow him to do a damage, which would have popped the shield, but yeah, still a long way from breaking through there. Let's see if he's got breaking in or something to get past the Sentinels. Okay, so we've got Krennic. We're going to move the shield across, which is really good for him. We'll hit into base here. He'll hit us for 5. Okay. And I think we can just claim here. Now the ordering is going to be interesting here. We can get the Concorde back. Lando's deployed, so we really can't take advantage of his shielding anymore. We can hit base for 21, 25, 26, 1 off. We could kill this crack shot and still stay up. So let's kill the crack shot. He'll probably run the ST into us, or he'll have the Ruthless Raider come in now. He plays the Ruthless Raider. Yep. We can now play the home 1. Shielded. Oops, hang on. It didn't. Well, we have to reset that turn now. Didn't let me select the we played a home 1 space. We'll play the Interceptor. We put the shields on. We will get 1 hit, which will be a restore of life. What would be really nice is a redemption. So there's a lot of aggression coming from this Vonreg deck. So we can hit here. He's going to do, what, 301. So we really have to, again, push in the damage. And he gets in with his Overwhelm. Okay, so we just claim here. Hanging on by the skin of our teeth, redemption. Is that what we're going to hit? Nope, not yet. Has he got another one? Okay. Not what we wanted to see. Yeah, that's game now because he can just hit with the redemption. We can restore 2. A hit with the Ruthless. Yeah, that was a close game for us. That Ruthless that he pulled in off the triple Dark Raid is what really did it for us, that game. Yeah, so not much that we can do here. Get out of it. He's gonna, if we play that down, he hits with the Ruthless. Well, double shielded. Maybe not. Maybe that's a bit too hasty. Oh, reckless. Okay. All right. Well, that was very fast. Okay, we've got another Asajj Green. Yeah, so I'm not sure what we could have done any better there. He got the Vonreg ship. He got the guy out there straight away. Our sideboard would have had more direct hits and 3 confiscates. So we would have brought the confiscates in, and hopefully it would have stopped him from doing that amount of damage straight away. Okay, we're waiting. Let's bring the Chewbacca in if this one allows us to sideboard. And we can take the... Perilous. Perilouses really haven't been that good for me. Oh, we're still waiting. Oh, I don't know what that guy is doing. Have a look. Yeah, yellow we haven't played yet. So our sideboard plan against that Vonreg would be much better. But I suspect his sideboard plan might have something to break through Sentinel, so 50-50 on that. Okay, we've got the A-Wing to start with. We do have a Yularan, so do I like to mulligan? No. We're going to keep the A-Wing. And then we're going to go down on the ground with a Marine or there. So I think we need the Yularan on this one. We'll keep the Luke. I think we need Mon Mothma this early. We've got a few options here. We'll just play the A-Wing. So they play the bib to lessen or like the triple dark raids to try and pull out something much bigger. So maybe the Yularan is worth playing here. Okay. All right, let's play the Marine. Give it a shield. Okay, I want to hit for 3. Okay, Village Protectors. All the Sentinels are decent in this matchup. He does have a top end, but it is the 3 Devastators as well. So Village Protectors, maybe not. It's good enough. Okay. Well, I think we can just... First the Sentinel there. We can play the Yularen and give shielded to any played Sentinel going forward. 3. See what he plays. He might claim here. Might hit with Bib. Yep. Let's play Yularen. Give a unit a shield. Let's give it to Marine, and then we'll shield future space ones. Thankfully for us, he hasn't really hit too much of his curve here. We can Bright Hope, I think, here. Yeah, we'll probably get a resupply carrier. Not an invincible. Well, that's annoying. Because he's going to be able to return something here. Let's return 3 or less. Let's just kill that commander. Okay, he's going to pick something to return. Will it be the Yularen or will it be the A-Wing here? Alright, we can just play the Interceptors. We can double shield it. Alright, let's stop this Bib from just killing our Marine. Okay, now we can claim. Wow, Chewbacca. So that will cost 3. And shield again. Do that. He does play Commandeer, so would like to have something in space there that will be piloted. Okay, so we've now hit a Chimera. Shielded. Name a card in opponent's hand and discards that card. Okay. Can just play the Echo base here. Let's hit in for 4. On attack. If I was him, I would name Luke. We'll see. I get rid of the Perilous. Encore Dawns. Okay. That at least allows us to Chimera. And kill the Piett here. That was one of the only ways that he could have got rid of that Chewbacca, fortunately. The Lando, we just deploy out unit. We really just start to push damage. The longer it goes, chances that we'll win is not good. If he hits him with CAD, we can Luke. He kills the Lando. Could have OB here, which would be really bad for us. Don't let him draw. We just hit in for 4. We keep pushing the damage. Do not want that walker to stick around. I think what I'm going to do is blow that up. And just play Village Protector. Okay, Chewbacca's good. Not so much good because we're kind of in Devastator range now. I don't think we need the A-Wing anymore. Invisible Hand. I think I can just Luke here. Get back our Sentinel. And then push damage. Kind of lucky we haven't seen a Devastator yet. Okay, you could, when he attacks here, you could hit another one of the Sentinel guys, the B1 security teams. But we can run the Yularen into that if he does. Okay, and then we can hit him for 6. And then that kind of puts him in lethal range with Luke. Okay, so just as a reminder, we are prepping for a jump to Lightspeed set 4 leader only tournament. Any other Kia card is legal, just not the set 1 to 3 leaders. So we've selected Lando, and we're just trying to run it against as many leaders from set 4. Takes us to 3-1. Okay, a Boba we haven't fought yet. Let's see how we go against the Boba. So Boba Red is a different beast to the Boba Yellow. One thing disconnected. One thing that we have to be careful of in the Boba Red side of things is the aggressions. So we don't want to build our pilots up too much. So it's a perfect example there. We see Chewbacca, and you could be tempted to go A-Wing into Chewbacca. But it's, yeah, I think that's a trap. Okay, we can get rid of Mon Mothma here. And I think home 1 we can, because we're going to go A-Wing into resupply the Chewbacca or direct hit. Home 1's a bit too far down the track. Okay, so let's go A-Wing. Might play a Pride out here. No. Okay, so he's hit our guy there. We're going to take 1 indirect. And they're going to start to add up. Okay, so let's get rid of the Chewbacca. I just don't think it's good in this matchup. There are options here. Play the Defender. Try and block some aggression, take the Tarkin town, or just straight up resupply. I'm comfortable just resupplying, because next turn we can play the Defender and the Marine. Try and get out ahead of him. Well, he played nothing. Okay. Let's play the defender. And then a marine. The marine stays and we can shield a bright hope. Okay, so he's pumped up the... We might have to direct hit that now. So we're going to cop 2 indirect. Take that on base, unfortunately. Will he Tarkin Town it? Wow, we're just taking... the redemption's good. We could go direct hit. Direct hit straight into Mon Mothma here. Still not stopping the space though. But that ship has to go. Let's try and hopefully we get something with Mon Mothma. We direct hit the ship. Again, it's a danger deploying Lando into a space unit here. Okay, so we Mon Mothma. Take the Echo base. Right. Don't have any Space Sentinels. I'm gonna run both of them into there. We just don't know where his Space Sentinel is going to come from. I think we're playing rivals regardless. You can just run in here. Deploy Lando. Let's bait him into deploying Boba up into the thing and we'll just rival it. Yep. Okay. And now it's a bit of a blowout for him. Alright, so we've now hit some Space Sentinels. Got a 3 and a 4 here. We've got a home one. Do we have to keep the 3 and the 4 here? Because even if we do play a home one, see what he plays. Okay, well, I think we can just play at the Echo base. We're going to get our heal from Lando. Shoot down. Let's stop the pride damage. Okay, that's fine. We're okay with that. We can take that to base. We can now claim and just push damage back to him. We're quite comfortable. Let's get rid of the Marine. We're quite comfortable to keep to do anything here because we have got that redemption off the Lando ability here. So now we can shield. We can bring up the home one out of range of the Devastator. And that will be game. Kind of blanked on one of the turns though. Like I think it was a 3 resource turn. He didn't have anything when I think I played the resupply. It's annoying, all these indirect damage. Okay. 4-1. What we got? So we got a Vader Yellow. Fought a Vader yet? Secret of the Vader is getting up into space early and stopping the constant spawning of droids. Mulligan, no. So we want to keep an A-Wing. We definitely want to keep the Chewie. And then from there, it's keep the 2 Marines. Probably not. 1 Marine and a home 1. Let's keep the resupply up in our hand for in case we want to jump to Lando deploying early. Another key card here is the Rivals Fall. In the Yoda deck, I run 3, but there's only 1 in here, so they get quite a good draw. You can be in trouble because Vader in a ship is very hard to stop. Put rid of the Marine here. Let's see what he does. Okay, takes capture of it. All right, so kind of forces our hand a little bit in the sense that we could play the Arc, but we'll lose control a bit up there anyway. He's gonna, if we resupply, what do we really go to? We go to 5. We resupply. Let's hopefully we can do a big Lando deploy. It's a fairly good combo for him to start with that. I think we keep the Perilous here for his leader. Let's play the A-Wing out. Hopefully he doesn't have another shuttle. Ambush. Well, that kind of makes us quite a bit stuck here. Really getting overwhelmed in space. Do we drop something out here? Let's just get the shuttle down. Okay, we claim, we play a resupply carrier. If you can break the resupply carrier, we are in real trouble. Let's get rid of the Chewie now. Play the resupply carrier. We deploy Lando to space. Sneak attack. Oh my god. We are getting wrecked. That Sanctioner shuttle, because we didn't have initiative, and he was able to just quickly jump out like that, we're in trouble. Don't even know what we could get here to make this work. We can hit into the shuttle, get our unit back, play a Yularen and play a Luke. That's it. Even Blue Leader would have been great early on against the shuttle, because we would have got our unit back straight away, and we could have chewied, and this is out of control now. Oops, no, we don't want to pay the 2. No. Solve the ambush. Let's take it from there. We could give them Sentinel. Never really used that option before. And then we can put Luke as a pilot. Oops, we can't. Actually, we should have shielded. We should have, when we played that shield, it didn't really matter. Like, I don't think it's going to matter this game. I think we've got good play in the Vader, but just the way the cards forward with the Sanctioner shuttle and that, and getting blown out by a sneak attack on a clone combat squadron for 10-10. Okay. That's fine. Just take it all on base. I think we're done. This guy's had a extremely good draw. You can concede. I wouldn't mind playing that match again. That work? Right, we're 4-2. Okay, he's giving us a rematch. So for this one here, we would take our and then potentially our direct hits and that in as well. What we wouldn't need is the Mon Mothmas and potentially Village Protector and what else? Fleet Lieutenant. Go first. Ready, let's go. Okay, so we want a space unit first, so we don't want this hand. We didn't get one. Take the Luke and the home one out. We go Marine here and then into Interceptors. We claim and trade there. Take out the Perilous. I think the blue leader's a really good play here. Because what you can do with the blue leader is you can take out his named ships, like because he can't spawn more TIE fighters based on the others. Based on just if he attacks with a non-token vehicle is to attack with. So we can try to make sure that he's not spawning more ships. Okay, no good to me dead. I think we can just play a Concord Dawn Interceptor here. All right, we can just claim. What we don't want is this particular one to attack. So we're going to spend our turn hitting that first. We got rid of the redemption. We had multiple redemptions. I think if we get one off, we are winning this game. Would have been nice to have some kind of ground unit. Exhaust up to 2. All right, so he's created 2 X-Wings. I think we just resupply here. He's going to be able to create a token now. And we can just claim. And we don't have much to like scattershot all of these units. We have a blue leader that we could play ambushing in with the Bright Hope. We would lose our confiscate if we did that, or our direct hit. Maybe we throw the blue leader here. Let's just hit base for that one. We can deploy Lando straight out up. Eight direct damage. Okay, we'll take that all to base. Right, we can kill one of these TIE fighters. Play a Bright Hope and then deploy Lando into it. We do have the confiscate for his Vader. He has 1 resource. If he has a confiscate, we're in trouble. Alright, we can deploy pilot into the Bright Hope. And we can claim. Okay, we've got our home one. What a redemption. Let's continue to stop him spawning more TIE fighters here. Okay, Radiant 5. Radiant 7, yeah. Let's play the home one here. He's going to have to run his entire board in. We'll keep both direct hits. We'll just hit the Radiant out with. Make sure he doesn't spawn any more TIE fighters. Keep getting rid of the named ones. Capture. Play redemption, but I'm trying to get a ground unit so I can heal up. Let's just claim. Yep, we can go that path. We can just hit home one in a base here. And then play a shielded loot. Shielded. Okay. Alright, we can... continue to push damage. We've got a ground unit now. We've got redemption. This game's pretty much over. Loot restores for 4 once home one's out. Okay, so our matchup significantly improves with sideboard, but that first match as well, we lost control of space, which is what we were talking about at the start. So he's asking where's the damage. So with redemption, so you can shield first with the Lando ability. We're gonna have a third matchup to we're now 1-1. This Vader player, let's see if he wants to have a third. No. Okay, so 5-2, 3 games to go. We've lost to a Vader, and then we had an early loss. I have to recheck the footage to see who the early loss was. The set 3 leader. 50 people on, which is a lot for this time of night. Would like some more practice against the Boba Yellows out there. And the fast pilots. I think, yeah, we lost to a Vonreg as well. But we are susceptible. to early rush. There's a few Anakin Colossus out tonight. Oh, yeah. Piett Green. Played a Piett Green yet? So Piett Green, what are we going to have? Extra ramp, Devastators, Overwhelming Barrage, yeah, Finalizer. Okay, so we've got Marine. Do you like to mulligan? No, let's just this is fine to start with. Got some kind of Space Sentinel, some kind of Ground Sentinel. I think we can get rid of a Village Protector and Concord. I think, yeah, the home one, if it gets the home one stage, we're probably lost anyway. Okay, so let's Battlefield Marine. We could play the Sentinel, the Royal Guard here. He's got an official. Yeah, it's an official. It does. We've got the Echo Base. No, I think we hit in here. Don't want him restoring up damage. Play an Echo Base down there. We pass. So we do have the direct hit for at least the first chip coming in. I wonder if our sideboard got reset from that previous game because oh no, I've only seen one direct hit. So 2 home ones. Yeah, it has been reset. Really arc here. We have to be very careful against the Arquidens in this match as well, offering too much in the space lane. You can play a resupply carrier. We just hit base here. And play the problem that we've got. And play that. Even if I shield it, he can hit first, and then I'm gonna be able to keep pushing damage on the ground. Okay, Chewbacca is Chewbacca good this matchup? No, he doesn't have any removal in terms of like power and that's all in the blue aspect. So yeah, legal authority is going to take. Okay. All right. I think we just keep pushing damage. That, and we can just play the Chewbacca unit. Pass. I would like some more shields here. So even being able to play a blue leader to shield something, does that make a difference here? Probably not. I think we need to keep our big removal. Yeah. We could expect a barrage here. We just got to keep pushing damage though. Okay, we push with the Chewbacca. Then we've got at least 7 on board. Yeah, he can do 15. We just keep pushing. And then attack. And we play the resupply carrier, and we deploy Lando, and that's game. One problem with Piett is if you don't get the draws to clear the ground, you can get blown out like that pretty easily. All right, we're 6-2. 2 games left. Vonreg, can we get redemption against Vonreg? Because we got rolled over in that. Or maybe I should have sideboarded for this one to test it out. We got rolled over in that first game. So again, confiscate, direct hit. They're the type of things that we want to see against Vonreg. Even we could bring in the Hera for the Chewbaccas. Okay, so we do have a blue leader. Right, let's keep this. We can ditch the the Mon Mothma. Actually, the Fleet Lieutenant. And maybe even Mon Mothma would have been better. First turn to play and get a Rebel out, thin our deck out, bring another card in. We're gonna be on the defense here. We have initiative at least, so hopefully we can blank his first turn play with the blue leader. Alright, so we play the Marine. I think initiative is quite important for Lando, at least especially at the start. So we'll claim. He may play another one. No. Okay, so in terms of redemption or home one, I think I like home one just to spawn out another Sentinel for us. So we can play this blue leader. We'll resolve the ambush. Got 7th Fleet. Right, I think we claim here. Let's hope we get a Sentinel. In the space, we don't. Get a ground one. Good. Our options are, even if we played Luke, we still get blown out for the, you can run it in. We could at least pop the shield. Vonreg's going to add +3/+3, so I think we play the Echo base. And we shield the blue leader. Got to get to that resupply carrier. Got to get to the Sentinel. Does he go resupply it, carrier on 6? Lando flip into it. Next turn, home 1. Haven't hit any space Sentinels though. Alright, we're just waiting. Okay, still waiting. Here we go. So we want to play Echo base and we'll give the shield to the blue leader. Waylay. That's not great. We're just going to cop 6 here. We really need some kind of Sentinel. If we don't get a Sentinel, we will just run a blue leader into it. But any kind of space Sentinel here would be great for us. Didn't get one. Don't need the Marine. Don't even need the Village Protectors. I think we play. We give it the shield. Resolve the ambush. Confiscate would have been really good here for us. Hit the base for 4. And then we claim. Let's say 4/3 here. Unmasking the conspiracy. All right. Get rid of the Marine here. We want a resupply carrier into Lando. Whatever happens, we need to put the extra damage on this Vonreg. Play. Oops, undo. Don't want to play, we want to deploy. deploy pilot. We put it in blue leader. We become like an 8/8 sentinel. And give a shield there as well. Okay, do we mop up here as well while we're there? Just hit on a base. Let's just hit on a base. Yep. Actually, hit a redemption, which is really nice for us here. So this Vonreg is extremely fast. So we have to heal here in case he has something which a surprise strike or something would have done us there. I think it was maybe the right decision to push the damage. He's now in lethal range with the 2 falls. So it looks like redemption is fairly critical in this matchup. Maybe even more so than home one, given we did not have any sentinels. Okay, so he played a swoop down to take it out. All right. We hit 4 here. He has to claim, otherwise he loses. We hit him for another 3. All right, we got revenge against a Vonreg. All right, 7-2. We have 1 game left in our 10 game streak. Can we make it 80% at 8-2? The only the only run that we've had where we've gone 10-0 was Asajj Green. Now I took Asajj Green to the locals the other night and it did not go well. So maybe I was just lucky that night we were playing. Okay, we have one more JTL leader we haven't played. This time it's Rio Blue and a blue. So I have no idea what will be in this this list. I assume what we're going to face is a lot of aggression from space. And the thing we have to be careful here is we can't play the same game that we played the last one. This guy will have Saboteur and be able to go through our units. Okay, so let's get rid of the resupply and get rid of the Luke. Play Mon Mothma to start with, and we'll take a Bright Hope. Okay, we'll claim. So he's playing the Rampart. The Rampart doesn't ready on the turn unless it's powers 4 or more. Okay, we can get rid of that. So we might as well just run into it here. Well, do we run into it or do we play Bright Hope here? I mean a resupply and try and ramp up. Or do we just clear the space? No, let's just clear the space. I think we're just trying to stop what's happening up there. All right, let's claim. He's a +3, +5, so he's quite beefy when he does deploy. I think we can just push the... Do a resupply now, we resupply carrier next turn, and then we put Lando out. It means we're going to take 5 2 turns in a row. We do have redemption coming back from that. Okay, we've got a triple dark raid in a yellow blue. Don't know what he's fishing for here. It's not Ruthless Raiders. It's not Devastators. Could be something like an Invisible Hand. Okay, it's a U-Wing leader. Well, that's interesting. When this unit completes attack, you may attach an upgrade on this unit. So it's going to move the experience over to the Starhopper. We're going to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage this turn. That's a pretty cool combo. Oh, Rio's resource 5. I don't know why I thought it was any different there. So let's resupply carrier. Okay, really likes those U-Wing landers. So deploy a pilot. We'll give a shield to Mon Mothma. He's one of the only leaders that has that saboteur, so he just goes straight through. Okay, so he's put it on the U-Wing lander. So now we just claim. That's a decent combo for him. I don't think we need the A-Wing. He's just going to go straight through for 9. We kill the Starhopper. And we're just left with that. He'll hit us for, it's a transport for 10. And then we just play a redemption. Where we try and hit that for some reason. I think we kill the Starhopper here. We may try and kill Lando. Indirect. We'll just take it on Mon Mothma. We really need a Luke or something like that to try and stop this U-Wing lander. Sentinels do not work against it. Okay. Yes, for 9. It's already calculated the 1 for the transport. He's saying it won't let him transfer the upgrades across. So it would be nice to have a Luke come out here. Have to somehow kill this U-Wing lander. It is pretty powerful. Trouble is, if we hit it with Redemption, we get Power of the Dark Side. We're in trouble unless we hit a Luke. It's saying it won't let him pass without transferring an experience across, which means the U-Wing will die. It's definitely a U may, so wow, he could move the leader. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we hit a home one. Not much in there. Yeah, A-Wing. It's doubly high, that Rio, in terms of... Let's put the U-Wing lander. See what he does. At 10 health has like bricked this pretty much the whole game. Wow. On attack, you may exhaust a non-leader unit. Yeah. We just cannot get rid of this Rio Durant having a saboteur. Is we cannot get through it. We finally draw the Luke. We'd have just put some damage in. Even it's worse because it's this gunship. He's going to exhaust. Deal 7 indirect. So we'll do 2 here. We'll take as much as we can on here because we're just going to run Lando in. It's an interesting combo that he's put on this, but it is very susceptible to wow, we are in trouble. We cannot even Luke now. We've had no, like, in our sideboard match here, we would have confiscates, which would pretty much end this game very quickly. All of my now out of range for me. I don't think it's the saboteur is what's hurting us then. Let's try for redemption. Yeah. See, I putting that cannon on. Yeah, I've never seen that before. All right, so we finished 7-3. Maybe if we had hit that earlier, but we were waiting on Luke for such a long time. Doesn't matter. Oh, come on. All right, so that'll finish the stream. We finished 7-3 with Lando. Didn't go as good as I thought it might have went. Let's go back to the deck list. Maybe we do need to drop these Perillouses out and then run a few Confiscates in the main. I think we're getting done by these kind of fast aggro kind of decks. That I think it might be beneficial running a couple of Confiscates, given that it is set 4 leaders only. Seems to be how we got blown out in at least 2 of the matchups, which is the Vonreg one and the Vonreg and the final Rio one as well. Okay. All right. Well, that'll end the stream today. Thanks for watching. And again, if you have any tips, maybe things I did wrong or sideboard suggestions, just throw them in the comment section. All right. Catch you later.